Well, I was just kind of hanging out at the house. I was watching some Doug Stanhope last night. Did you ever see Doug Stanhope's No Refunds?
Yes, hilarious.
That is so funny. I watched that twice yesterday.
He's good, man. Just in general, he's good.
But that one, it's an older one. It was like 2007.
Yeah.
I can't believe, it's already been almost 9 years.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
2007 was 9 years ago.
I know. Dude, I still look at 1992 and 93 as like the new era for most of my favorite bands.
Right.
I go to like Vicious Circle from LA Guns. I'm like, yeah, this is the new stuff.
Yeah,
it's
the new LA Guns, 1991.
Right. So silly, man. I can't keep up with it anymore. I swear, because like the mid 2000s does not seem like that should be a decade ago, but it is.
It is. It is a decade ago. It's hard to believe. Speaking of LA Guns, one of their most aggressive releases, that Waking the Dead.
Sure.
That's already 14 years old.
That's just insane.
That came out in 2002.
Right. After 9/11.
Yeah.
So let's roll to.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. And obviously you don't think of that as almost like second era of the band or
Sure.
third era of the band.
Right.
And that's 10 years old. It's crazy how fast the fucking clock is moving now, isn't it?
It is. It's going way too quick.
Yeah. Well, or not quick enough, depending on if you're watching the news or not.
Yeah, really. I know you haven't really been following much of the political stuff, especially with the debates and all.
I've not watched a single minute of it.
I know you haven't, but I'm telling you what, I watched the CNN debate this week.
Yeah, is that the Trump one?
Yeah, of course, because Rubio and Cruz are trying to go after Trump, and in reality, it's just too little, too late.
So you think Trump's got it locked up?
Well, Super Tuesday is just this Tuesday.
Oh, is it? I'm so out of it.
Yeah, Super Tuesday is coming up in 3 days.
Wow.
And even your governor over there, John Kasich, he says nobody's going to win on Tuesday except for Trump, and he's a guy running for the nomination. Right. And he's already saying nobody's going to win except for Trump.
Nice.
But I'm telling you what, I don't get this whole, and I don't want to get all political, but I'm just going to make this statement.
Okay.
I don't understand this fear. I've heard people, we've got to stop him. We've got to stop him. And it's like this jagoff we've had in the office for the last 8 years. You don't fear this guy? You don't have any concern about this guy?
How do you not fear, and I'm with you. And I, like I said, let me start again. My decision how political I am. And I made a conscious decision this time not to watch the debates because I just refused to be aggravated for a fucking year and a half.
Yeah, I get that. Believe me, I get it.
And I just did. And you've known me long enough. I mean, you've known me through 3 presidential things now.
Yep.
Long enough to know I usually am a fucking fiend watching this shit.
Sure, you're a political junkie at times.
Yeah. And I can't do it because I think they're all fucking bullshit. And I don't know if Trump's good or not because I honestly haven't paid attention. I don't care what they say when they're all combating each other. I only care really when it gets down to being important.
Sure.
But what I do know is that anybody that can vote for this fucking bitch that literally let our goddamn dignitaries get fucking raped with a cattle prod and murdered and has another 100 fucking deaths at least associated with her name. If you can vote for that over somebody that's a pompous dickhead, but at least sort of wants to fucking change what's going on, then you're a fucking anti-American cunt. It's that simple.
Right.
And I don't even need to know I don't know what Trump's agenda is. I'm sure I probably hate half of it and like half of it. And I know I hate everything that fucking Hillary's going for, but we're doomed, dude. There's no good answer this time. There's not. I don't know what people want, though. I don't know. Trump, you might think he's a fucking douchebag, but at least you believe him.
Well, that's the thing, and this is my one single reason. Well, I got a couple, but this is my biggest reason for liking Trump.
Right.
Is that he's not in anybody's pocket.
Right.
That's the only thing. In order for him to run for president, he's paid for his own campaign.
Right.
And he doesn't have to pander to anybody for campaign donations to keep going.
Right.
That's the only,
I like that.
That's the major reason I like him. Is because he doesn't have to promise anybody anything in order to keep going in his campaign.
Yeah, the only question mark that and again, like I said, I really haven't watched the debate, so I don't know. But the one area that I think is an amazing kind of a conflict for that guy is that he does still own his business entities, right?
Sure.
So as the leader of the economic world, what stops him from doing things which are best for his own business?
Well, that is true. A conflict of interest. I get that. I get that. Yep.
That's the piece that I worry about a little bit, and I hate to sound like fucking our buddy Norse Law, but, I do worry about overcapitalization.
Sure.
Because he is such a capitalist that's still actively engaged. It's going to be hard for him to take a stance, like a regulatory stance, that could hurt his fucking construction business.
Absolutely. I get that.
And that's a big concern.
It is, and it should be.
But I don't know, dude. I mean, it's like, which lung do you want your cancer in, left or right?
Right.
Neither one of them's a really good choice, and they're both going to kill you, but you got to pick one.
Sure. I get that.
That's just where we're at this time.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
The American election's worse than the Australian one. Hail and kill.
What's going on, Tim?
Man, I'm ringing you guys. The rest of the world reckons the Australian politics are a freaking mess. What about the U.S. politics?
What about what?
Well, the rest of the world thinks the Australian politics are a mess. What about the U.S. politics?
Tim, I got to be honest with you. As adept as I am to world activities, I have zero knowledge of what goes on in Australia as far as their politics are concerned.
Yeah, I don't even know. Do they have do they have like a party system like we do, Tim, or what?
What do you mean by a party system?
Well, we have the Democrats and we have the Republican Party over here, and they have the Libertarian Party and that kind of stuff, which is very, very minor. But so, how does it work over there?
Well, we've got Liberal and Labor, and the Greens and all. There's other parties, but the main parties are always Liberal and Labor.
Okay, so what does that mean? Explain to me what the Liberal is, and explain to me what the Labor is.
Well, the Liberal is obviously exactly what it says. They're more liberal about things in life, whereas the Labor Party is all for the worker, and they're literally what their names say. But Australia. I mean, my dad was in politics for a long time. He was really high up in politics. But I just think, I mean, our system's a joke. The only good thing about our system is people are forced to vote. Like, you have to vote, otherwise you get fined. Well,
people should vote, though. People should take an active role in their political system. Whether I agree that they should be fined for not voting, I'm not really sure about that. I think there's some good to that. I think that there's some bad to that, but I think everybody should take an active role. And if it takes a fine to get you to get out there and cast your vote, so be it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it should be compulsory in the U.S. to vote. I think it should be compulsory everywhere to vote.
I agree.
I think it's, but Australia seems to change their prime minister every year at the moment.
And what is the reason for that? Corruption?
So no. Well, we'll vote a party in, and then you say it's the Liberal Party. We'll vote the Liberal Party in, and then the Liberal, the Prime Minister, or the President in your case, but the Prime Minister will, be losing face with the voters and stuff. So after a year or after however long, so the party will elect another leader, and all of a sudden that leader will become our Prime Minister or President in your case. And it's, I'm hearing all these mixed things about Donald Trump, but I reckon Donald Trump would be good for you guys, really.
I like him. If the election were tomorrow, he has my vote.
Do you guys honestly think he's going to win?
It's going to be difficult to stop him from winning. Let's just put it that way.
And what do you guys think he's going to do different to Barack Obama?
Hopefully a lot.
Yeah, I think Trump is he's about America. He understands the American values. Obama dreams about being a socialist and living in a socialist country and, quote unquote, changing the face of the nation to where I think Trump is more of a traditional American.
What does socialism mean? What does that mean?
Well, look at socialism is that instead of working for your way and making your way in this country, socialism to me, as far as like Barack Obama, it's just this attitude that, oh, well, if you can't make it, we'll just make it for you,
Yeah.
Rather than be like a Chris or myself, to where we just go out there and do what we have to do in order to make things happen. We don't rely on the...
Or to be honest, me, because I'm like that too.
Well,
Very much like
we don't rely on the government or expect the government to step in and fix it for us.
Right.
Yeah. Well, neither do I. I get what's called a pension here, but I've been getting that ever since I was 16. But in my case, and I think it's pretty rare actually. Like, I'm motivated to get out and work and do things, and the amount of income that I earn affects my pension. So if my income goes up, then my pension goes up. If my income goes down, it goes down. But I think people should work. So I believe if you're capable of working, then you should. So I don't believe in socialism at all in that case.
Right.
I've listened to you guys talk about all this stuff, and I guess I'm just trying to get a better picture of American politics.
Well, it's just very corrupt at this point, Tim. We've reached a point of corruption to where it's almost irreversible.
Yeah, because you guys are in a hell of a... Australia's in a hell of a lot of debt too, but America's in a hell of a lot of debt, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, more than anybody else.
So what do you think will fix that?
Civil war start over?
Yeah, it's just going to burn the system down, and it's just gonna have to go scorched earth and start all over again.
That's going to be it.
Yeah,
because it's just gone too far. There's no fixing this.
There's more debt than there's actually money, and that's reality. There's more debt than there is money to pay it.
Do you think that's a worldwide thing, or do you think...
It is a worldwide thing, and as soon as China's economy crumbles, that's going to be it for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, I know it's legal in America, but there's this whole gay marriage thing coming up in Australia, and the government's doing this referendum on it. Both parties have said apparently we're going to a new election in July, or in between July and September, and both parties have said they want to bring it in. The Liberal government, which is the government that's in at the moment. Do you guys know what a referendum is?
Yes.
Yes, we have them here too.
Okay. Well, they're bringing in this referendum, and you know it's. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't. Do you
get it out, Tim? Come on.
Well, the only thing I have, I mean, the things I have with it, I mean, because everyone knows it's a battle for me within myself, you know, because on the one hand, I believe this Christian faith, whatever, but, you know, I still battle. It's a everyday battle for me, you know, emotionally about it all and stuff. But the thing is, I mean, the problem that I have with it, and I know. You know, there's lots of marriages or relationships that break up that are, you know, heterosexual relationships as well. But has anyone thought about, you know, the fact that having two men or two women raise a child is just wrong?
Well,
you know,
I think that's a moral call, Tim. That's a personal moral issue. I guess if you want to look at it from a standpoint of research, I don't know that we're far enough into seeing what the end result is. I believe it's just.
Really?
Well, it's just right at this point. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not stating fact here, Tim. I'm just giving you opinion. People say, you know, you don't need a mother and a father. This is the liberal thought process. As far as two men raising a child or two women raising a child or whatever, I don't know that we have enough data to know what the ramifications are of that. So I don't have any facts to say one way or the other. So right now, if you're asking my opinion, that's just a moral call on an individual's part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, and I did want to ask Chris, because I know Chris has said this on a bunch of numerous levels before, because you guys talk about this stuff all the time, this gay marriage thing, and I mean, you guys, it's basically turned into a political show in a lot of ways. What do you think? Like Chris kept saying, and I'm not getting into the religious argument. I just want to know where Chris is coming from. Where he said, you know, because he said he did a degree of theology, and he said, talking about the fact that, you know, biblically it doesn't say that homosexual relationships are wrong. So I don't understand where you're getting that from.
Well, quote for me where it says that it is. It says you're not supposed to, but just a lot of things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, in saying this, you know, I sound like a hypocrite because of the things that have happened in my life. But the thing is, like, if it says that men laying together are disgusting to God, then why is it not wrong? I don't understand that.
Well, because who's to say your God is right? It says in the fucking Muslim book that you should kill everybody that doesn't believe in the Muslim faith. Everybody doesn't follow Muhammad, so which is right and which is wrong? Why is your God more right than their God? That's the main issue. But in my eyes, there should be no religion in any fucking politics. None. No religion, no religious values, none of that. That should all be left out. Because if you really want to bring religion in, you're going to get the dominant religion being the dominant religion. So you might as well start learning your Quran now. Because if you're just going to blindly let religion dictate what dictates governmental rule, then you're going to have to go with majority rules. And in that case, it'll be the Muslim faith. Is that what you want?
No, I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, you see, and this is where it's a struggle, because as a Christian, and admittedly sometimes not a very good one, you know, I definitely don't hate gay people, you know.
Yeah.
And as far as these, you know, these Fruit Loop Baptists, what are they called? The Fruit Loop Baptists, whatever that Baptist movement is in the US.
Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, that kind of stuff's just plain wrong. You know.
Well, Tim, again, these are all moral calls on an individual's part, and that's your thought and your opinion on it. I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to drag this out too long. But I'm just gonna tell you, Tim, that I was brought up in a very conservative Christian household, and I know you said that before. And the type of show that I do every week with my partner Chris does not fly with my family. Okay, now using curse words, using blasphemous things, talking about certain unsavory topics, that would be all considered wrong in my household if I was still living at home as a kid. But as an adult, I've made the conscious choice that I can do a show like this, and it rubs people the wrong way. It's not conducive to a church atmosphere, and I know that, but I choose to do it. I don't feel wrong. I don't feel dirty. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. I think that we do things in a very humorous way every week just to get people to think. I don't want to influence anybody to think my way or tell you you're wrong or your belief is wrong. All I want you to do is, if you're listening to us and you're a fan of the show and you enjoy what Chris and I do in our stupid banner every week, and it causes you to think and it causes you to be a better person, then my job here is done.
Well, that's why I talk to you guys every week.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim.
That's what you guys do.
All right.
And can you, speaking about things that are funny, what do you guys think of the new Steel Panther?
I have not heard it yet, Tim.
Heard it either, actually.
It's really fucking hilarious.
See? That's not a good Christian thing to say, fucking hilarious.
We're liking Steel Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't be offended.
Right.
Hail and kill.
All right, hail and kill. There he goes.
Tim. All right, now that we took the anchor off our ankle, let's do some shows.
Yeah, really. Well, Tim is conflicted. I get that. And Tim obviously takes a lot of what we say to heart for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And he looks at us as some kind of, I don't want to even use the word leaders. I don't even example. He looks at us like we're the purveyors of all that's wise or something.
I guess.
And I know that a lot of people listen to the show, and I appreciate that they do. But again, my only hope for anybody who listens to you and I do our goofiness every week and comment and joke and whatever, at least get a different perspective and open your eyes to your surroundings. That's all I hope for. That's all I hope for.
Yeah, I don't ever want anybody to say, well, you guys said it, so that's what I'm doing.
No, I don't want that. I just want you to think a little bit and go, you know what? God damn it. They're kind of right about that.
Or you guys are fucking way wrong.
Yeah, you're way wrong. I totally disagree with what you said.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine too, but at least you're thinking.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's all I care about.
Exactly.
So there you are. All right, well, we're 1 hour is almost gone.
Nice.
Can you believe that?
Only 5 more to go.
Right. Let's see here. I do have some update of the Spreaker, some of the other shows on Spreaker who, for whatever reason, listen to us and have chosen to take a different path due to our commentary.
Nice.
So I found that rather interesting in itself.
That's funny.
So I'll be bringing that to the table tonight as well.
Sure.
But apparently our commentary has filtered through and people are rethinking their presentations just due to our input, I guess.
It's funny.
Unsolicited input.
Of our dumbness.
Yeah, more or less.
Because we are the bastions of everything that's good in radio.
Apparently. All right. Well, anyway, I think I'll play a couple of tunes. I'll get a drink, and we'll get into this thing. So if you are listening to the Classic Metal Show live, we are in the chat room. We do have a live chat room, chatandkill.com, chatandkill.com. Just spell that all out, chatandkill.com, and you can join us with your Facebook or your chat wing or your Gmail or Google, rather, and whatever social media that you are connected with, you can sign in with your social media name. So
there you go.
It's
easy.
It's a good chat room to just get involved with, and plus you might see some naked boobies in there tonight at some point. So,
oh, I like that. You got good stories today?
Do I have good stories?
Yeah, good stories that'll provoke nakedness into the chat room.
Of course, dude. Come on.
Well, good.
You know me. I bring the stories to the table.
I know. I could use some nudity.
Some nudity.
Yeah, some nudity would be great.
Yeah, we like naked.
Man.
We like nakedness.
Yes, from chicks only, though. Enough with fucking Demon and her fucking guys memes.
Yeah, really.
I don't need to see that.
I don't want to see that either.
No.
That's because I'm a homophobe, man.
Yeah, because you don't believe in God.
Yeah. No homo shit for me, pal.
I mean, you do believe in God. You're a big God worshiper. That's why you can't stand to see that fucking homo shit.
Yeah, I don't want to see that homo shit.
Yeah. Do you think that makes you a better Christian if you just don't want to watch gay porn?
Does it make you a better Christian?
Yeah. Than somebody that might watch gay porn?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's all individual conviction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't judge. And this goes back to a point that you always make about, see, look at Aora Rock. She provided you with big boobies.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. You know, like you said, to call out a whole race as, you know, one thing is lazy.
Right.
So that's the same way that I believe where the individual moral convictions are concerned. It's your own choice.
Right.
It's your own choice.
What do you think God would frown upon more? Guys watching guy porn or guys watching animal porn? Like a guy getting fucked by a horse.
Well, I'm going to go with I see them as one and the same.
Okay.
I learned that from Mr. Pacquiao.
God's not smiling on either of those.
No, not at all.
Oh, porn. I love it.
Yeah.
Not the gay porn, but I like some gay porn if it's chick on chick. That's okay.
Yeah, of course. Every guy likes that. Most guys, anyway.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of it. At some point, I want to see a girl just getting her hair pulled and getting fucking
railed. Get railed.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, sometimes it's pretty good. Watch girl on girl. Then if some dude like slides in there to fucking bang both of them, that's even better.
Right.
It's the fantasy.
Sure. Well, speaking of porn, I think I'll take us out with a porn tune.
All right.
Here's Guns N' Roses from the Appetite for Destruction release, and this is My Michelle.
Nice.
Exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.